Ubuntu 20.04 is coming. Are you ready? This video is brought to you by my Patreon page and supporters. If you wish to support my channel and my work, feel free to head down to my Patreon page. I have different tiers ranging from $1 to $15 a month, and you get special access starting at $5 a month to my behind the scenes Patreon updates and other types of content. The link is in the description box. Hey everyone, what's happening? And today we're going to be going over some new things that are coming in Ubuntu 20.04. Now this is going to be an LTS release, which is long-term support, which will be supported for 5 years. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this. Now if you're running 18.04, that will be still supported for another 3 years. So there will be no need to update immediately if there's a reason for you to stay on 18.04. But as you know, Ubuntu releases an LTS every 2 years. So this is the next LTS. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to the desktop and look over the new features that are coming to 20.04 Ubuntu. So here we are on the news article, and here is the development schedule. We have already passed the testing week, and we have also already reached the future freeze date, which was February 27th. So what I'm about to tell you right now, there's going to be nothing added to it. These are the new features that are coming to 20.04. The UI freeze will be on March 19th. And the beta test is going to start on April the 2nd with a kernel freeze on April the 9th. So on April the 9th, that's when they're going to finalize the kernel. And then the release candidate will be on April 16th with a final release date of April 23rd, 2020. So this date, April 23rd, 2020, that is when the final release of 20.04 will be released. Now, of course, you can go into why it's called Focal Fossa, but we won't get into that. Alright, so let's go into Ubuntu 20.04. They're going to be improving the default theme. That's nothing new. They experiment with default themes all the time, every version of Ubuntu, so that's nothing new. It's going to have GNOME 3.36. Now, whatever subversion will be is not decided yet. That's of course going to be decided on in a couple weeks here. But this will be the latest version of GNOME, and the GNOME version 3.36 is actually pretty snappy. I've been experimenting with 20.04, as you know, in other videos. I will link them up in the right hand corner and in the description as well. They're going to be removing the Amazon app, and that's been installed by default. Now, this was not like the Amazon Lens feature that was potentially a security risk. This was just an affiliate link. Now they're taking it out. I really had no problem with the affiliate link being there, especially seems how it's an easy 2-second uninstall if you want to remove it, but they're not including it by default anymore, and which I think might actually be a step in the right direction. It's going to be using Linux kernel 5.4. Now, I know that the latest Linux kernel is 5.6, and there's a reason why they're not using 5.6, and that's because 5.4 is the LTS kernel that's being put out by the Linux Foundation. They want the LTS kernel. So that kind of makes sense, this being a long-term support release for Ubuntu. They're using the long-term support kernel as well. and I think that's a pretty good choice there. They're going to be improving ZFS support. They're still experimenting with ZFS with Ubuntu. And as far as I know, this is the only Linux distribution that has ZFS support built in by default as of right now. Ubuntu has a reputation of being the cutting edge of something. Like with Unity, their desktop environment was one of the first to support multi-monitors, etc. Ubuntu still hasn't changed this. They're trying to improve upon ZFS and trying to incorporate that into the operating system. Now, some people say they might run into some licensing issues with Oracle or whoever owns ZFS now. I don't know who really owns that. I believe it's Oracle. But so far, they haven't with 19.10, and they'll be improving ZFS support. It's still experimental, so keep that in mind. Now, WireGuard. Now, this is a kernel module for VPN support. Now, this is something that's built into the 5.6 kernel, but they are porting the module for WireGuard to 5.4. Now, I'll do a different video of WireGuard and how it works, etc. once I have it figured out. I haven't really done much with WireGuard yet, but I plan on incorporating it into my computer and experimenting with it. And if I can figure out how to get it running on Linux Mint, I will. And they'll be removing Python 2 from Ubuntu. Python 2 has been around for 20 years, and it's reached end of life. So Ubuntu 20.04 will not have Python 2 installed anymore, which I think is a step in the right direction, mainly because everybody is pretty much using Python 3 anymore now anyway. And plus, it's kind of annoying trying to have to type in Python or Python 3 and define your Python versions. So if no one's really using Python 2, it's dying. So we should be obsoleting it now. So that's pretty much what is going to be new. Now, things that we should know about Ubuntu 20.04. Basically, it's still in beta. It's still in alpha testing. You can still download daily builds as well. So if you want to, but if you're not one of those people who knows Linux, I really wouldn't recommend that. Mainly for your main daily driver. Heck, I'm probably not going to recommend I do it, even as my daily driver. Alan Pope does it, but Alan Pope works for Ubuntu, so but he does it as his daily drive, and it works fine, and it's actually stable enough. But things tend to break in alpha testing, so I wouldn't recommend it. If you have a testing laptop, I would say go for it. But other than that, stick with the stable versions for now. But I will probably do a video on how to upgrade your existing install to the development versions of Ubuntu in a later video, if that's something someone would be interested in. And that is all I have for you today. I will link that article in the description as well. As always, if you like this video, give it that thumbs up. If you didn't, well, that is what that thumbs down button is for. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share the video, whatever. And I will see you next time.